Oh, hello everybody. I'm back again. Right, this time we're going to be talking about deliberate sin and unconscious sin, where you're not fully aware that you've actually done something wrong until someone tells you, right? So unconscious sinning, right? The difference. And this is why all the governments, the corporations, the religions, um, lawyers, I hold them all accountable for this, right? Because there's a difference between deliberately sinning, knowing full well your conscience is telling you what you're doing is wrong, right? Or I'll give you an example, right? If you're walking down the street and you're walking on the path and you don't see an ant or you don't see a bug or you don't see something properly because you're looking ahead instead of down and you stamp on them, is that willful or is that unconscious sinning? In other words, you didn't know what was going on because you're a giant in a world of ants and you're walking along and what you do is you accidentally step on a few, right? It's not a conscious, deliberate sin. It's not, because God makes allowances, right, for unconscious sin, i.e., you're not aware what you're doing is wrong, right, to deliberate sin. Deliberate sin. Now, everyone knows deep in their bones that war is bad. People die, people suffer. When they're on the dying field, they cry out for the mama, 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 help me, and then they die. Look at Saving Private Ryan, if you want realism, right? There's a difference between willful sin, deliberate sin, willful sin, deliberate, that is, than unconscious sin, right? God has to be balanced. He has to be, because killing someone or executing someone because you accidentally stood on an ant or squashed a spider by accident or something by sitting down and there was a spider on the seat what you were on, you didn't see it, whatever, right? There's a difference. There's a difference, right? A difference in deliberate sin and unconscious sin, right? Unconscious sin is you don't know what you've done wrong until it's too late, right? That's what you call in murder manslaughter, right? See, you come, you go, you come, you go. See, somebody came in, they went, oh, you don't want the sin reminding, do you know? You don't want the sin reminding that you've done wrong. That's why you clicked off. See, God does my job for me. He does my job for me because he roots out the chaff from the wheat. The people who don't want to accept the fact that all governments, corporations, societies, and religions are corrupt, they don't want to accept it. Right? Oh, poor you. Oh, poor you, people. Poor you. Anyway, let's get back to the debate. I just saw someone coming in and they fucking left. It's like, what the fuck? I even got started yet. I even got started. Anyway, my neighbours probably think I'm crazy. You know what I mean? They think I'm speaking to myself, but I'm not. I'm speaking on a platform on my phone, right? They probably think I'm insane, but I don't care. So let's get back to the debate. My subscribers, listen. Deliberate sin and unconscious sin, right? Unconscious sin is where you're not consciously aware of what you've done is wrong, right? This is why you have trials in courts to see whether you actually understand what right from wrong is, right? And I'm going to give you a little tip. The government give you a little tip too, in a way, to let you know what age a person has to be to know right from wrong. And guess what it is? 10-year-old. From 10-year-old, you should know basically right from wrong. right? Wrong to kill, wrong to lie, wrong to steal, right? 10. 10 years old, right? That's the clue. That's a little clue of how young a person can be. Now, you look at the Bulgars, what happened with the Bulgars, right? Them two killers were 10-year-old roughly. And yet they got sentenced because they knew what they were doing were wrong. Don't matter blaming it on a film, Chucky and all the shit. Fuck off. The parents failed them children. The parents failed them children because they didn't give a shit about teaching them right from wrong, morals, principles, and ethics. Right? That's what's wrong with this world. This is why people deliberately sin, knowing full well right from wrong, because they're old enough to know right from wrong. Right? And they go and deliberately commit murder or whatever, right? They're deliberately sinning. But there's a difference from somebody in the world who commits a sin, right? Knowing it's wrong, because the conscience tells him it's wrong, but the heart's not motivated. So there's something seriously wrong there. Because the conscience is supposed to prick the heart to feel bad, right? There's something wrong with them kids, right? But anyway, there's a difference because if you get to know God, and you get to understand that his levels of righteousness is way above that, way above that. You got to give society some kind of leeway in a way because they've not come to know God. They've been brought up by worldly, physical, manipulative people. You know what I mean? So they're not given that chance. They're not given that chance to truly understand how God views things, right? It's from a man's point of view, not God's point of view, right? They always base it on man's point of view. What man thinks is right and wrong. Seriously. Man's point of view, what right and wrong is flawed. It's flawed. Because God doesn't see it how we see it. He understands when you sit on something like a spider or something or a bug or whatever, you're walking down the street, you accidentally crunch something underneath your feet, you didn't realise. Well, what you're supposed to do, tiptoe around? No. God expects you to be reasonable and balanced, right? Reasonable and balanced. But because this God is being pushed to the back, and now it's about Satanism, money making, me, and any more me again. That's what it is, meism, right? Meism is actually a religion in a way, meism. Same like China, who doesn't worship false gods or anything, but their god is money and gambling, if you know what I'm saying. So everyone has a god, everyone has a crutch, right? It depends where you focus it. Now, I'm going to get onto something serious here. When I've been talking the last few videos about sinning against the spirit, right? When you deliberately come to an accurate knowledge of God to know his standards, that you're supposed to be setting your standards higher than the worldly governments, religions, and societies, and corporations, and police and stuff. You're supposed to raise your standards. So, therefore, maybe if they've got a heart in their chest, maybe they realize this and they see you raising your standards, that they raise their standards too. All glory goes to God eventually, because there's got to be someone to represent God. There's got to be. You can't. This world is saturated with Satan's influence. Literally, right? Saturated. A Sodom and Gomorrah worldwide. Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sinful too. But I understand the difference between deliberate sinning, and unconscious sinning. And it's a very thin tightrope, right? And believe me, you have to have balls to walk on that tightrope. You have to have balls to walk on it. That thin line. You have to have balls. You know why? Because you could easily be swayed off and down into the chasm off the tightrope. over a cavern. You'll be tossed off if you don't know how to balance yourself. See what I'm saying about balancing thinking? Balance, right? Understand that man can kill you once and once only, but God can kill you permanently. This is not about your body, it's just a body, right? Your soul lives inside. This is about what happens to your soul after you leave your body, right? And deliberately sinning, knowing full well that you're getting information to balance you out and you reject it, is basically what you're doing is you're sinning against the spirit, because your conscience and your heart are supposed to prick. They're supposed to work, not dead, work, right? And all these religions, corporations, governments, police, you name it, whatever it is, they're all been influenced about get what you can, when you can. Well, if if that's the case, when you die, can you take what you can and what you can get and when you can get it? Do you think you can take it with you? No. And every fucker goes to the grave, including me. Everybody. Muslim, Jew, Christian, government, corporations, they all go to the grave. Right? I.e., a business dies because it didn't work, or somebody religiously gives up on God because of the manipulation of the congregation or the religion itself, whatever religion it is, manipulating. Governments telling you that they really care, but really they just want to sift your fucking pocket because they're a bunch of robbing bastards. Just like the religions, a bunch of robbing bastards, and just like the corporations, a bunch of robbing bastards, right? This is about get what you want when you want, as much as you want. Don't matter who you trample over in this world, right? Don't matter who you trample over. They give you a thumbs up for that. They say that's right. Even though in God's eyes it's wrong. That's what I'm saying about the inversion. What right is wrong and what wrong is right. Right? Instead of just being plain and simple. Right is right, wrong is wrong. End of. Right? Let's go with God's standards instead of fucking worldly standards, right? Worldly standards. I don't care about my life, you know why? Because it's only temporary anyway. And that don't describe me inside. This is why I call myself the Brian Sigma. Because deep inside, deep down, I know. I know that this shell is a shell. And it don't describe my personality inside. That name you get given by the government is just a name, like any other name. Jesus Christ, God Almighty. It's a name. Right? Doesn't describe who you are inside. Doesn't. Not by far. So who are you? Are you a coward, like a simp cut like night? A coward? Or are you a bully? An alpha who runs in like a bull in a china shop and wrecks everything, and I'm in charge and you do as you're told and all this shit? Or are you intelligent, reserved, like an alpha, but doesn't do what alpha shit people do? Because that's just dumb. It's dumb. Why get yourself into trouble for attention? Because that's what it is. They're like big babies. Muscle guy, big babies. The big babies. Because because they got bullied at school or this, that, and the other, they have to prove society wrong. They have to get really big and prove people wrong, go in and get as many girls. I'm a child, I'm an alpha guy. Like, what the fuck? Seriously? Seriously? Are you for fucking real? You big fucking baby? Right? An oversized baby. That's what you are. Because if you didn't bodybuild and you didn't do this, that, and the other, you'd be in the Cook St. White Night fucking section, wouldn't you? Because you won't be as big. So therefore, you would have been your real self, not fake, but you had to build yourself up and go in and force men away and women away and cause problems and think you can fuck anything when your dick's shrunk anyway, by the way, because you're on fucking steroids. Your dick's shrunk. So that doesn't make sense to me. Fucking little dicky. But yet you're massive. A little dicky. Because that's what it does. I knew a bodybuilder and he told me the truth when he came off it. He says your dick shrinks and you got little fucking peanuts, right? Little peanuts. And the effects after are brutal. You lose your confidence. The little peanuts don't go, by the way, and your dick shrinking doesn't go away because the hormones have damaged you that much that it's permanent, right? So you'll never be able to mount a girl. So why even bodybuild? Because you won't be able to mount a girl. The only reason these girls have bodybuilds around them and stuff is only for protection. They don't respect these guys. They don't respect these guys because they've got no respect for themselves. I'm only speaking facts, truth. I promised you people I would never tickle your ears. I would never give you lip service, right? Because at the end of the day, that means I don't care if I give you lip service or tickle your ears. I'm just bleeding you for your money and all this shit, right? If I were to tickle your ears and give you lip service. But guess what? I don't charge. I don't charge for nothing. I just tell you the truth. Because I love you guys. I want you to advance in your knowledge. This is why, who runs the world, by the way? Well, it's not bodybuilders, is it? No. It's wimpy, entitled people that's been given some authority and they're skinny like Bill Gates and Meta, the guy off Meta. You know what I mean? They're all skinny. They've all got lots of money though. Because a girl won't give a shit about a bodybuilder when there's money involved. I'll tell you that now. Right? So it doesn't matter if you're big size. It doesn't matter if you're a bodybuilder. The real people in power are a lot skinnier than you, but a lot brainier than you, right? A lot brainier than you, because they've used the muscle in their head, not the muscle on the body. The muscle in the head, right? Understand between thick and really thick. Because the elites are thick, right? And I'm going to tell you how and why. Because they've been deceived by the devil. So how can you be that clever? You've been deceived by the devil. How can you be that clever? You've been deceived by the devil, and he's going to take you with him in the end. Hey, how can you say that you got an IQ of 150 or above, and yet you got deceived? Yeah, you might be clever, but guess what? Satan's way more clever than you. But yeah, when it comes to a common, humble man, God gives him more intelligence in him because he realizes that what they're doing, these elites, corporations, governments, police, religions, they're going to hit a dead end eventually when Jesus comes. Well, I thought they were brainy, by the way. I thought these people are intelligent. Seriously. And I'm being deadly serious. I thought these people are intelligent. 150 IQ and all this shit. It makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh. Yeah, they're intelligent, don't get me wrong, compared to me. But I've got more intelligence than them to know and understand that this world's coming to an end. Right? This system is coming to an end soon. Who's more brainier? The one that survives or the one that dies off because Satan drags him with him? It baffles me. It astonishes me that these people think they're intelligent when really they're not. Where do they get their intelligence from, really? Even though they've got a high IQ, Who do you think they follow? Satan the devil, their father. And Satan the devil's way more brainier and craftier than they'll ever be, because he's been around for eons too, just like Jesus, because they all were created way before the earth were created. They're way more intelligent than you people. So if God is more intelligent than Satan and the demons and all the rest, who do you think a wise person, real intelligence, never mind this 150 IQ, right? A real intelligent person, who do you think that person would pick? The person that's going to lead them to death or the person that's going to lead them to life? Well, any common, normal, intelligent person, by the way, intelligent person will follow the person that's offering life, freedom, hope, right? Not, by the way, work your ass off and then you die and you can't take it with you. Telling you, this thing about high Q and intelligence that the government try and push, it's a lot of bullshit. It's a lot of bullshit. Right? It's a lot of bullshit. It's to divide people, to give people categories. Well, God doesn't give people categories. He either favours you or he doesn't. Easy is done. Right? God doesn't fuck around. He doesn't lie like mortal man who's sinful, right? End of. Well, anyway, I've had my rant, right? Understand there's a difference between deliberate sin and unconscious sin. If you know basically it's wrong to kill and you go and kill, what you do, yeah, you can make a mistake because people can lead you down the wrong path and all this shit. That the lawyers love that because it means dragging it out the fucking court case, so therefore they can lie to people or manipulate shit. You know, you got one prosecution and defense. It's a lot of shit, man. It's so they can make an example of you, laugh at you, the judge and the lawyers laugh at you, both sides, right? We got our money out of you, you dumb fuckers. That's what they're thinking. I've heard of religions saying that Christians and Jews are dumb, okay, and that they're not intelligent and all this shit. Okay, fair enough. Let's take that on board. Let's take that on board, what they're saying, right? How can that be the case? Because if a person refuses to give up their right to communicate with God and worship God, right? How have you won? By chopping someone's head off. How have you won? How? How? Tell me. Because that person conquered you, even though you conquered them temporarily. They conquered you forever. Because they've shown you for what you are. Corrupt, manipulative, a bunch of rapists, paedophile fuckers, just like the Christians, just like the Jews, right? I'm not ashamed to fucking say it, right? Yeah, I might be like the Apostle Peter, I put my foot in it, but guess what? Truth is truth, right? And it's not going to stop what's coming. Putting me in prison's not going to stop what's coming. Believe me, I don't give a shit. Put me in prison, I don't care. Believe me, I don't. But it's not going to stop what's coming. And who's going to have the last laugh? Not Satan. He will, in a way, kinda, because he took a lot of people with him. But he's not going to have the last laugh because he's going to be executed too, Satan, right? He'll be executed eventually. Look, this is about a war, not a flesh, not a flesh. This is a war of the spirit world. The spirit world, a war, a big war, right? And it's been going on for thousands of years, and you people, humans, are just in the middle. That's all you are, right? You're just the collateral damage from Satan. God doesn't want you to die because he promises to resurrect you anyway. So understand that when you die, you're paid for your sin. If you die before the Great Tribulation, you're going to get a resurrection, right? And you're going to be given a second chance, right? It had to be by suicide, by the way. You can't do that because that negates it, right? It has to be by the hands of a murderer, a government official, a corporation, or a religion, right? Basically, or just basically you get killed, right? That makes you a martyr. Your blood screams out, right? Most of the governments, religions, and corporations don't want you knowing this stuff because it goes deep. It goes deep into their conviction. They're being convicted of what they're doing, right? Now remember, Jesus said every sin will be forgiven except one: blasphemy against the sin, blasphemy against the Spirit, right? Which is to do with deliberate sin, knowing full well what you're doing is wrong by God and the earthly governments. What you're doing is wrong. Right? But yeah, this is where the hypocrisy comes, right? Governments do what other people do by sex trafficking, drug trafficking, child trafficking, paedophilia, you name it, right? God allows it for one reason, because they're in charge. That means they're going to be held accountable even more than one singular person, right? Even that singular person will answer because they're a pederasty motherfucker, whoever they are, right? They will answer, yes. But when the government are covering it up and pointing the finger and saying it's wrong, and yet they're doing it themselves, that's where the hypocrisy comes, right? That's where the judgment comes even worse, right, for them. And they're not just going to be killed straight away by Jesus. They're going to be put to the side. And that's why they'll gnash their teeth and scream at God. Just kill us, get it over and done with. Why are you torturing us? Hang on. Why is God and Jesus torturing you? They're not torturing you. They just put you to the side and letting you wait and for your judgment, right? They're not persecuting you. They're just making you wait. Just so you can think about what you've done. And that's torturous to people. That's torturous to people to get them to think. All the governments are going down. All the religions are going down. All the corporations are going to go down. What's left? Just you. Just you. Justice will be served. Justice will be served, but at the right time. Not yet. God needs to make a clear case. When it's like a court, a universal court case in a way, right? A universal one, right? Through the universe, good against evil, right? It's a court case that's going on, and we're just in the middle. The humans on the earth are just in the middle, right? And we're just being used as fodder by Satan, right? God won't stop him, because when Satan comes to kill all them people, right? Before the Great Tribulation, by the way, not after, before, right? Well, Satan's winning a losing battle there because all them people that he kills off are going to get a resurrection. They're going to get a resurrection. All them bad people, good people are all going to get a resurrection, and they're going to get to know while he's locked up. How much more of that going to piss him off? They can't influence people that actually get through Armageddon, right? To the end of the system. It's going to well piss him off. And I'm laughing at him. You know why? To say that he's intelligent more than 150 IQ of a man, and he's more intelligent, he's still dumb too. He's still dumb. To think that he can fight against God, the creator of the universe, he can fight against him. How dumb and stupid can you be? But he can never go back. He can never go back. He's dug his hole too much. This is why there's no forgiveness for Satan. Because he saw God. He saw the Holy Spirit. He was there in front of him. He saw it. And he still went against it. This is what I'm saying. Deliberate sin. Knowing right from wrong properly. Right? Difference from unconscious sin. Right? But because people get dragged away from God and into the world and into all the corruption and shit, the conscience stops working. And what once it's dead, once your conscience is dead, that's it. You're done. Just hope there's something still there that motivates your heart to feel bad, right? And some narcissists and psychopaths, i.e., government officials and religions and corporations, that's what I'm saying, psychopaths, right? Narcissists, sociopaths, that's what they are, right? All of them, they're going to try and pull the wool over God's eyes and pretend that they're repentant. They're going to pretend. And Jesus and God will see straight through it. Straight through it. I can't wait. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. I just thought I'd come on and explain about deliberate sin and unconscious sin, right? The difference. Once you come to an accurate knowledge of God, and you know it's wrong to commit adultery, fornication, this and that, because the Bible tells you that's the whole point. Once you come to know it and you carry on doing it and you keep carrying on and you keep carrying on, this is how God could do Sodom and Gomorrah and get rid of it, because in their hearts there were no Bible, no Quran. Maybe the Sumerian tablets were around about then, but they didn't discover them. We didn't discover it until recently. Sumerian tablets, 1850s or something, 1860s, right? Look, understand back then, them people knew right from wrong. They knew it were wrong, right? But yet they carried on. Just like when God sent Jonah to Nineveh. But yet they listened, right? Understand, even back then, the Torah hadn't even been written, right? How do these people know right from wrong? Because it was written on the hearts and minds. They understood, the conscience pricked them. That's what a law is. It condemns you. Hang on, what I've done is wrong. Oh my God, I feel bad. Yes? Because it motivates your heart to feel bad. That's what you call the law written on your mind. When you consciously know it is wrong. But when you sear it and you brand it and kill it off, what you're doing is you're killing off the Holy Spirit be able to work with you, because you deliberately killed it off. You didn't care about killing people. You didn't care about manipulating people. You didn't care about raping people. You didn't care about being a paedophile, right? You didn't care, right? Governments, my message to these people, governments, corporations, religions, police, whoever you are out there, repent while you can. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Stop the bullshit and shut the fuck up, right? Stop the fucking manipulation and trying to get my channel took down and shut the fuck up, right? Because at the end of the day, you're a bunch of hypocritical, dirty motherfuckers, right? Stick your laws, stick your principles and ethics up your arse, because you don't even hold to them yourself. So fuck off. Anyway, you guys have a good one. May God bless you. Take care.